Just like with one-step equations yesterday when we were working with whole numbers, we have the same inverse operations. If I see multiplication, I'm going to need to divide. And on the right, if I see addition, I'm going to need to subtract from both sides. With decimals, I think it's tougher to keep track of your right answer. I think it's easier to make mistakes, in other words. Always think about what sign you'd expect the answer to be, the relative scale or size of the number to help keep you on track. For this first one on the left, when we divide both sides by 2.3, I think it's really important in your scrapwork to get into the habit now of canceling out. When I have 2.3 divided by 2.3, it cancels, and I know I'm on the right track to getting that variable isolated. For setting up the division of 4.1 and 2.3, a lot of people mixed it up in the fall. Some people were good with the idea of a cowboy riding a horse. The cowboy goes inside the barn, the horse, or inside the house, the horse stays outside. It's silly. I don't think that necessarily is the most helpful thing, but if you're losing track of this, that's something we talked about in the fall. For both of these, I never really want to be dealing with a decimal outside as my divisor. So I'm going to shift the decimal, and I'm really going to be worried about 23 dividing into 41. From here, another thing that might be helpful is to set up where your decimal place is going to be. 23 can go into 41 once. I would take away 23, and I'd continue from there. On the right side, we know it's going to be a subtraction since I see addition. I'm subtracting 0.5 from both sides. That's going to cancel. I'm left with Q equals. And the tricky part on the right is the fact that I have a negative and I'm subtracting another negative. This is where I think most people might make mistakes. Some people find it helpful to add an addition there. If I have a negative number and I'm adding another negative number, let's think about the number line. Zero's out here. I'm already at negative 9.2, and I'm subtracting 0.5. I'm going further down the number line. I'm essentially going to be adding here to get negative 9.7. And again, if I'm unsure of that, I can check by substitution.